PD Beats here from Pop Turn is speaking to Grace Narducci about Descendants, The Rise of Red, streaming now on Disney Plus, recently premiered as well on Disney Channel. Welcome to the show. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me, PD. I'm so excited to be here.
Isn't it crazy that people are finally able to see Descendants, The Rise of Red? Like, it's wild, right?
Oh my gosh, it's insane. I feel like I keep comparing it. It's like you work on this class project and now you finally present it to the group and everyone sees it. And it's been amazing.
I remember whenever all the cast was like announced for this. Like, I remember when you joined the cast. Like, it's just, and then we're talking about it being out for like a couple of weeks. Like, it's just crazy to me, like where the time went.
Oh, it's crazy. It feels like it was just yesterday that we were in Atlanta shooting, and then all of a sudden the casting came out, and we were all just, I was with Mars actually, who plays Maleficent. We were together when the casting came out. So we were just in the airport, like sitting right next to each other, looking at each other, watching it all come out. And that was a special day, truly.
Absolutely. So audition stories, because different auditions are different depending on the project, right? Now, I know from talking to a lot of your cast, this was not called Descendants, The Rise of Red. This was called Pocket Watch. So I kind of want to know, like, did you even know it was a Descendants film? Did you just know it was Pocket Watch? Who did you audition for? Take me through that process.
Absolutely. So when I got the audition, it was called Pocket Watch, and I had a feeling, I knew what it was. I knew it was Descendants because a few of the cast had already been announced.
Okay.
And so saw Pocket Watch, I was like, oh my gosh, this is Descendants. I love Descendants. I coincidentally enough used to work when I was a teenager, kids' birthday parties, and I would go to Descendant themed birthday parties all the time
Ah,
as like Mel and Evie. And so it was pretty full circle to even have an audition for this.
wow.
Crazy. Yeah, right. I know.
That's awesome.
Crazy, like unintentionally manifesting it, but I had a self tape, and so I just did the audition with my roommate and one of my best friends, Peyton, and then I had a director's session with our director, Jennifer Pong, and met some of our producers, Suzanne Todd, Gary Marsh, and talked with them through the character and did the scenes, and that was that. And I heard about a few weeks later that I had booked it. I got the call when I was back home in New Jersey with my family for Thanksgiving. So definitely a memorable Thanksgiving that year.
And it's interesting too, because I think one of the coolest things about being cast for a Descendants film is there's familiar territory and unfamiliar territory at the same time. Like, we've seen these characters, like we know these characters, but we're seeing in this film like the teen versions of these characters, right? When they were younger. And it's like we've never seen that before. So what was like the research like for you specifically with like for this film, just in general, looking back at Descendants? Like, did you look at the whole kind of catalog of like Disney villains? Like, what was that like for you? I'm just so curious about that.
Yes. Well, first things first, when I booked the job, my friends and I immediately had a Descendants watch party. So we watched all three movies together. We just got some popcorn just as a little celebration and a little bit of research too. And I got lucky in the sense that there was some amazing source material for my character already,
Yeah.
because the amazing Melanie Paxson plays Fairy Godmother in the original three movies. And so I was lucky enough to watch her performances, to get a sense of the character and how Faye acts. And then I get to ask the question, how did she become who she became in those original three movies?
Yeah. Oh, there's been 4 Descendants films technically, which is crazy. Yeah.
Crazy, crazy. So it was nice to be able to have what Melanie did and be able to watch her performance and kind of get a sense of the character and who Faye is. And then where I could come in and kind of put my own spin on it is, how did she get that way? What was she like when she was a teenager in school? And was she always this magical leader? And the reality is, in the movie, you see Faye wasn't always very good at magic. So
Origin stories are crazy like that because you don't know what direction they're gonna go with, right?
totally, totally.
um, you finally get the script, and then you actually go and film it, right? And that script to screen journey, so to speak. There's so much happening, right? Like, the scale is so massive, right? There's like, like acting, singing, dancing, and everything. What is that like finally going and filming? Like, and what were there any like specific scenes you really enjoyed filming? And like, what was that script to screen journey like for you specifically on this?
It was really special. We had a really great rehearsal period where we all got to go down to Atlanta and get to know each other first and become friends and kind of develop that friendship foundation that you see in the film. And after lots of rehearsals with our amazing choreographer, Ashley, and working with Jen and kind of seeing the whole vision come together from script to screen was pretty, as just a movie lover and a lover of making movies, was so much fun to see. And we, by the time we got to set, we were all ready to go. And especially during that big group number, Life is Sweeter, it's probably the most fun I've ever had. And you just get to go to work with all your friends and sing and dance and act, and doesn't get better than that.
So I gotta ask you this then, because I'm also a filmmaker as well, and I feel like it's so interesting because so much happens before you go to camera on a project, right? Like so much happened to like for you, all the cast, before you went and filmed Descendants: The Rise of Red, right? So like you could look. Do you see it as like two journeys before filming Descendants and after filming Descendants, or do you see it as one big journey with multiple steps from a storytelling perspective? I'm curious about that.
A great question. I like to look at things in chapters, and so you sort of have different chapters of
There's a lot of
when
chapters here then.
lots of chapters, lots of chapters. And so we had the chapter of getting there, getting to know each other, the chapter of rehearsals, the chapters of costumes and fittings. And I mean, even before we got to Atlanta, we filmed or we recorded all of the songs. I recorded here in Burbank, California, and so getting to do that even before, months before filming too. So it's definitely a process.
It's so crazy. And then it's like there's like 55,000 steps, right? Now this is like the press step, right? And then like it's just like does it sometimes feel like you're on a roller coaster you can't get off because the descent is there's so many things happening? Does it feel like that a little bit?
In the best way possible. Or you look at it like surfing, you're riding the wave, and I am someone, I will ride the waves until they bring me into shore, and then you go out and you catch the next one. And so I'm just very grateful to be on this ride, and everyone's been so kind and positive and supportive so far. So lucky.
That's an amazing segue, like catching the next wave. How separate are past projects versus new projects that you work on? Like, do you bring things mindset preparation wise? Are you going to bring things mindset preparation wise from Descendants to something, a future project, or are they completely separate once you wrap them?
Absolutely. I think each experience, you learn something new. There's always takeaways from each set. You meet different people. That's one of my favorite things about this industry is you get to meet so many people. So you get to learn so many things about people, and how they carry themselves on set. You learn about different jobs. Each time I work on a set, I try to learn more about a new job specifically on a set, whether that's producing or script supervising or gaffing. And there's so many jobs. It truly takes a village to make a movie, especially like this. The magnitude is ginormous. The sets, oh my goodness, the most beautiful sets you have ever seen in your life. So it really just it does a lot of the heavy lifting for you as an actor.
That's so well said. And then final question. I mean, the global reception of this film has just been incredible, and it hasn't even been like 2 months. You know what I mean? I think it's been a month. Like, when did the film even come out? Like, it's so blurred to me right now.
It's crazy. The summer has flown by. It came out on July 12th, and today is August 3rd. So a
So
full
it's
month.
been a month.
For
It's
a full
only
month
been a
now.
month?
Only been a month.
Isn't that crazy?
Time is so strange.
Because it's like, it's taken over TikTok. Like, I can't open the app
Yes.
without there being an edit for Descendants: Rise of the Red.
Well, we see all of those edits. And first of all, just want to say thank you to the fans for using your talent and your art to support the film, whether it's fan art or TikTok edits. And we have a group chat. We have a Merlin Academy Descendants group chat where we share all of the TikTok edits, all of the fan art. And so it just means a lot that people are taking the time and using their talent to show love for the film.
So crazy. And then, like, what can you say about like your experience seeing this global fandom of the Descendants? Because that's the coolest thing about it. Like, it's fans from all around the world, Grace.
It's so special, and it really is a privilege and an honor, and it's something I don't take lightly. And I know the magnitude and how much these characters mean to people and how much now they mean to us. And it just knows it's something that we all take very, very much to heart and love and appreciate. And it's been a privilege and a joy.
Absolutely. Descendants Rise to Red is streaming on Disney Plus, and it recently premiered on Disney Channel, which is also crazy. I mean, I feel like the cast probably got from their teams got that announcement the day of Disney Channel. You're all freaking out.
Oh, absolutely. It's definitely a bucket list to be like, and now you're watching Disney Channel. I'm like, oh my gosh, we're on Disney Channel, guys. And
I'm so happy for you, and I'm so happy for the cast. Congratulations. Grace, so great chatting with you. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
So much, PD. I appreciate you having me.
Instagram is the best way for people to keep up to date with everything, right? Is it just your name?
Yes, it's just at Grace Narducci. That's me.
Awesome. Well, this has been Popternative, youtube.com/Popternative for previous episodes. Until next time, it's Grace Narducci and PD Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.